And on to some breaking news right now. Battling cases in court, the Singh brothers of Fortis have issued a statement. Let's go across to Shireen Ban for more. Shireen, the Singh brothers have finally broken their silence. What essentially are they saying in this statement?
Well, this is a press statement that's been issued by Malvinder Singh and Shivinder Singh, and the statement essentially says that stakeholders should be assured that they will fulfill all their responsibilities and commitments. They don't say what those commitments are. They also go on to say that matters as large and complex as the ones being faced cannot be simplistically addressed, and solutions require time. Again, they don't say what these complex matters or large matters are that they're talking about specifically. Remember, Fortis has been in the news for all the wrong reasons, and it is a matter that is now being probed by the market regulator, as well as we understand the Serious Fraud Investigation Office, or the SFIO. They also go on to say that many opinions and perceptions are based on limited information and don't necessarily reflect reality or the truth. We request patience in allowing us to share facts that allow for a more balanced view to emerge. They're not sharing anything more on what they believe is a misrepresentation, what they believe is the fact from their position that will change the story. More importantly, they say, we assure that we are not going anywhere. So they're trying to quell any apprehension that, like we've seen in other cases where the so-called people in the midst of the controversy have actually fled the country. Here the Singh brothers saying, we are not going anywhere and are addressing the issues with responsibility and sincerity. We will not shy away from any and all processes, questions, clarifications that need to be addressed, and we will provide all cooperation to ensure that the truth comes forth. That's the sum and substance of the statement that has been issued by the Singh brothers today. Let's go across now to Sandeep Parikh, a legal expert and, of course, a former member of SEBI. Sandeep, appreciate you joining us. As I pointed out, this is a matter that is being looked at by SEBI, the market regulator. We also understand that the SFIO is looking into the issues pertaining to the Singh brothers and Fortis. Now, what do you make of this press statement? They're not providing any information for why they believe that facts have been misrepresented. All they're saying is that these are large, complex matters and we need time to address them, and also trying to allay concerns that they're not fleeing the country or have not fled the country already.
Yeah, so this seems like a classic public relations release, really. It's really a press release. So it's I don't any except I think the only thing they seem to be saying here is that we're not fleeing the country. That is the assertion they're making. But beyond that, it's, the allegations are not of failure. Failure is pretty common in business. The allegations are of defalcation of money and removing money through related party transactions. So those are the things which SFI or SEBI and the other regulators are looking at. Of course, they may be not guilty at all. But I think that will be seen only once the investigations are over. It's too early to prejudge in either direction.
Absolutely. As you pointed out, it is early to prejudge. But Sandeep, what kind of cognizance, if any at all, will the regulator or the investigating agencies take of this statement that's coming from the Singh brothers? And as I pointed out, I mean, the statement leaves more questions unanswered than it answers, because it talks about matters that are large and complex, but it doesn't specifically point out to what those large and complex matters are. It talks about honoring and fulfilling commitments. Again, it doesn't talk about what those commitments are. It leaves more questions unanswered.
Yeah, so as I said, it's a public relations attempt. It's kind of a press release meant to kind of salvage their reputation, not really address regulators. And obviously, as they themselves say, there are complex actual scenarios which need to be explained. And they will, they're of course obliged to the regulators who are looking at all these transactions. So as I said, I think the aim is only to salvage their short-term reputation. And longer term, of course, things will come out only once the investigation is completed.
Yeah, Amit Tandon also joins us now. Amit, appreciate you joining us. This is a statement that's been issued by the Singh brothers, leaves more questions unanswered, essentially saying, give us time, we will get back to you. Facts are being misrepresented. And the headline, if I could call it that, from the statement is the Singh brothers saying, look, we are not going anywhere. That would assume that they're still in the country, but very categorically stating, we are sure that we're not going anywhere and will address these issues with responsibility and sincerity. What do you make of it, Amit?
Well, first, does it bring closure to any of the charges which have been made regarding the financial transgressions? It doesn't. And the second is, I guess, at this moment, it's just buying time. It doesn't clarify in terms of what has happened. It doesn't clarify what they will do. All they're saying is, look, hang on, it's complicated. Most things are complicated if you are in the business world, but that does not mean that you kind of wait and issue a statement like that. What you're supposed to do is first, try and simplify things to the extent you can, and come up with a solution and offer a solution to say that, look, we will address things in the fullness of time. It's far more complicated than you imagine, etc. If it's complicated, it's because they've made it so.
Well, I'm again reading out from the statement, Amit, and I'll get closing comments from both you and Sandeep. And in that, they say, we assure all our stakeholders that we are doing whatever it takes to resolve the issues and will not shy away from our current responsibilities. Now, effectively, they have no role to play as far as Fortis Healthcare is concerned. They both tendered in their resignations there. We are given to understand that TPG Manipal deal with Fortis is being worked out at this point in time. But, what do you believe? What could be the resolution that they're alluding to? Would it be the repayment?
Well, absolutely, it has to be the repayment. If they're saying that they will fulfill all their responsibilities, at this moment they have no responsibility other than fill the hole which has been left in the company. So to the extent they will fill the hole, it is a welcome move. But again, at the end of the day, they're the ones who dug the company in the hole in the first instance. So they are basically correcting for what has happened. Does it mean that their legal liability goes away because they filled the hole? I'm not really sure that that happens. Their legal liability now remains. Having committed an act, they have to pay the consequences.
Sandeep, I'll let you have the final say. As a former member of SEBI, what do you believe the market regulator is going to be focusing on in this matter?
Shireen, first of all, you upgraded me as not a member, as an executive director.
Sorry. Yes, yes.
So I think ultimately, it's, as I said, the issue is not of failure. It's issue is not of arbitration. Losing an arbitration and paying a huge. Really, if at all any laws were violated over the past several years, and I think that's something which we, as I said, we cannot prejudge. But since all the news reports seem to suggest that SEBI, SFI, and various other looking at the factual details of whether any kind of cash has been taken away from any of these group companies, and they will of course have to face the consequences. If they have not, then obviously if they'll be their press release will be vindicated. So it's, as I said, it's typically a longish process. We're probably looking at several months, unless somebody like SEBI comes out with an ex-parte order, which sometimes it does. So without that in place, I think we're looking at least 6 or 8 months before any of these agencies would come out with definitive investigation.
Well, we'll just have to wait for the investigative agencies, but this is the statement that's coming in from the Singh brothers.